When it comes to Joao Felix, he's a controversial individual within the Chelsea fan base. But now Frank Lampard has come out with outlandish comments and he's basically trying to scapegoat him, and the drama is here. Kai Havertz comes out and basically fires shots at the new owners because he defends Tuchel essentially. And finally, we need to talk about what's going on with our beloved club. We need to break down in details why we need a new goalkeeper and people don't understand that, and more importantly, how Frank Lampard is arguably one of the worst managers in EPL history. I love Frank the player before anyone gets at me, but Frank the manager, if I never have to see him again, trust me, I will not lose any sleep over it. Let's get it. Welcome to the Kavkas View. So evidently you've enjoyed the running order and you want to find out what is going to be said in this video. But before we get to that, a little bit of admin. Alright, I want to hit 1,500 likes in this video. So in the pinned comment below, go and write down what number like you are. 57, 57, 59, 59. Very simple. Subscribe to the channel because it really helps the algorithm push the videos out to other people that will enjoy it. And finally, in the pinned comment is my Instagram. Go follow me there. I'm really close to 1,000. Reach out with any football related questions and I'll respond. Especially during games. You lot have been bombarding me with questions. What the hell's Frank doing? What the hell's Frank doing? Guys, I do the same thing as you guys. I'm literally shouting at the screen. I am literally watching a game and shouting at the screen. There's a reason I don't do live streams, right? If I do live streams, I'll go viral for being stupid and silly, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep my channel as a respectable football conversation, right? I want to give you guys good quality content, but give you some football insight. I am a mess when live streams are on. I can't lie. But we need to start with Monsieur Joao Felix. And Joao Felix has been highly controversial. I think to say that Joao Felix is a player that has hit the ground running at Chelsea would be a little bit of an overstatement, because in recent weeks, Joao Felix has become a bench player since Frank Lampard has taken over. So let's break this timeline down accordingly and be fair. I think Joao Felix is a very good footballer. I think Joao Felix has all the attributes to become one of the best players in this league, whether it's from an entertainment standpoint or whether it's an ability standpoint. He is extremely fun to watch. The issue with Joao Felix is you don't get the numbers, you don't get the goals, and you don't get the assists to reflect the quality of his performances. Hence, he gets the mainstream media on his back, he gets the ex-pros that want to bombard him because somebody isn't playing, and you get the fan base literally being torn over the ones that call him hipsters player and the people that call him, oh, he's just overrated, doesn't know what he's doing. So, under Graham Potter, he was actually very good in my opinion. I think his performances were good. People don't like that. They tell me I'm wrong. I think they were very good, and he hit the post multiple times, and if those go in, all of a sudden everyone's raving that he's absolutely unbelievable. We have to sign him ASAP. But now Frank Lampard has come out and given his own 2 cents on the situation. And what does he do? He adds to the drama. What does Frank love to do? Frank Lampard openly said, look, Joao Felix needs to do more. I need to see more intensity on the defensive end. I need to see him press harder. I need to see more effort. And more importantly, I don't know what he is. I've spoken to him. I don't know what position he plays in. He finds it hard to communicate it. I need a 9. I don't need to play a false 9. And this is where my problem lies. Frank Lampard, in that little passage prior to the game yesterday, told me everything I needed to know what is wrong, in my opinion, with British cultures in general. We really depend as a culture on people to have P&P, pace and power. Everything needs to be explosive and everything needs to be powerful. We do not take a look at the pizzazzo in stuff. We almost use it as a second-rate thing. Do you have pace? Do you have power? Yes. Do you have technique? That's the next question. We don't look at the individual's technique. We don't look at the individual's ability. And we don't look at it from a standpoint of, you know what? You might not be the most athletic individual in the world, but you actually contribute with your actual ability. And this is the problem. Frank Lampard opts for Conor Gallagher. He opts for Mason Mount. But instead of opting for the actual technical players. And this really irritates me. Then when he says, oh, I need a number 9. Dude, you don't play with any tactical awareness. You don't play with any tactical pizzazz. Your teams are basically freestyle in the final third. What are you talking about? Like, the reality is, Frank Lampard is a horrible, horrible manager. And he is absolutely destroying another player's confidence. He done this with so many players. He did this with Demarai Gray to the point where he couldn't play Demarai Gray on the left wing. So at the end, out of desperation, he opted to play him at number 9. He did this with Callum Hudson-Odoi when Callum Hudson-Odoi first broke through. He did this with Christian Pulisic. He literally will make players forget their primary role of creating and scoring goals and assisting and creating key chances and make them focus on their defensive end, when in reality, big man, you have a midfield and you also have a defense that has to do primary amount of work. Yes, your forwards have to press, but they do not have to only focus on pressing. And this is the issue. This is the problem. We are so busy and so wrapped up about running kilometers and checking the stat sheet of how many high intense sprints someone did. We don't look with our eyes of what people do with the ball. And this is why Joao Felix is not playing. And I am telling you now, Joao Felix is much better than what we are seeing. And I'm so happy he didn't get it onto the pitch yesterday, because people would have blamed him for the performance. Stinky agenda behavior. What I love about when players do international interviews is they get very comfortable. But Kai Havertz once again has shown that he got a little bit too comfortable and didn't really think through what he was saying. Well, either he did and doesn't care about the ramifications, or Kai Havertz just literally got very comfortable and spoke most probably in German and just said a few things that were on his mind. They asked him, Kicker, I think it's a German publication, they asked him what has been going wrong at Chelsea. So he just said, look, the new owners have come in, it's been a massive transition, yada, yada, yada. And then we get to the interesting part. He goes, when you get rid of Thomas Tuchel and there's a change in management from a very successful management who gets sacked out of nowhere, there'll always be a problem. So hold on. So evidently, Kai Havertz, a member of the team, a big vocal member of the team, believes Thomas Tuchel was sacked out of nowhere. He believes that Thomas Tuchel shouldn't have been sacked. That's what I get from reading between the lines. Then he also says it was out of nowhere, which means they didn't believe that there was any fan pressure. They didn't believe that there was any pressure internally to get him sacked. And finally, it finally puts that ugly truth of what people are saying, right? Oh, Thomas Tuchel lost the dressing room. Thomas Tuchel lost the entity in the room. He did not know how to manage the squad. No, the reality is, Thomas Tuchel never lost any dressing room. Thomas Tuchel had the dressing room in unison. They wanted to back him. There were individuals that he most probably lost, and I can most probably take a wild guess and assume that maybe Hakim Ziyech, maybe a Christian Pulisic, maybe someone like, I can't even guess, anyone else. People that were going to get sold. Romelu Lukaku last year. Maybe individuals that were upset. Kepa Arrizabalaga. Players that wanted to leave the club but couldn't because there was no way that a deal could get sorted for them to leave and weren't getting opportunity. Maybe they were actually upset, and I've got no issue with them being upset. They're allowed to be upset. But to say he lost the dressing room is a big reach. And when you reach making excuses and nonsense arguments, Tuchel had this dressing room in unison. This dressing room wanted to do well for him. Bowley and Igbali didn't see eye to eye with Thomas Tuchel, and they decided to part ways. That's the honest truth, and it was really nice that Kai Havertz got comfortable enough to actually speak his mind and let us know that the players had no say and no input. Very nice, I'm very happy. So guys, my issue now is we need to get Pochettino in ASAP. It's gone very, very quiet. It's gone ridiculously quiet. The last article I saw was that talks again held up due to Pochettino wanting to get more clarity on the volume of control he's going to have. Julien Laurent from ESPN has actively reiterated that he wants to know that he is in control of his team, he wants to be the man in power, and more importantly, he gets to coach. No one else is going to interfere and tell him which players he gets to play, which players he doesn't have to play. Guys, this is Tuchel 2.0. And the reason it's Tuchel 2.0 is because after Tuchel left PSG, where he was overrun by players and the attitudes of players, he came to Chelsea and he was very keen not to reiterate the same mistakes. He wanted to show people who's in charge, telling everyone, I'm your daddy, bruv. That's what he told everyone. Poch is trying to do the same thing here, and that's the reality of it. And the difference now is, I don't understand why Poch isn't coming in. Frank Lampard has been nothing short of absolutely hopeless. Did you know Frank Lampard has since January 26th, 2021. So since the moment he got sacked at Chelsea to having the whole Everton job for 44 games and having the whole Chelsea job for 6 games right now, he has only won 12 games. 24% win rate. Do you understand how bad that is? 50 games as a sample size, he has won 24%. This is beyond embarrassing. Chelsea, you need to act now. Yesterday's performance was an indication of more to come. It was not an anomaly. This is the normality now, and we need to respect it. And Frank, if you love the club, please step aside. And finally, I put up a poll the other day. What's the most important thing we need to sign? Whether it's a CM, whether it's a ST and a striker, or whether it's a goalkeeper. The volume of people that went for midfielder and striker blew my mind. Yesterday, once again, indicated why Kepa Arrizabalaga cannot be our goalkeeper. Biscuit hands. The man's hands are not strong enough. The man's hands break under any volume of pressure. He is a good goalkeeper. We did not lose only because of him yesterday. But you know what? He put us 1-0 down with a stupid error. And that's the sad reality. People don't want to accept it. They're going to say I have an agenda. I don't. I just want a good quality goalkeeper. Like, I don't want to have a goalkeeper I have no faith in. I don't mind how much the goalkeeper costs, as long as he just does the fundamentals well. And you know what? Edouard Mendy did the fundamentals well. It's just when you start asking him to play out the back, issues arose. And then his confidence went down. So the reality is, we just need to act now. Sign a keeper this summer, get rid of Frank Lampard ASAP, bring in a new manager and start the rebuild. So guys, this was the Kavkas View. I hope you lot enjoyed this. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts. Peace out, I'm out, have a nice day, arrivederci, bye.